Hello and welcome to Startup Champions 2.0, the show where you meet and learn from National Startup Award winning founders. In this episode, you will meet two startup champions from the travel and transport industry. They are Simplotel and Steradian. The first step in taking a hotel digital is a website and a mobile app with which the customers can at least make a booking. But websites and mobile apps are very costly. Our startup champion today has made it simple and cost-effective and extremely easy for hotels to get their websites without hassles. They also help the hotels with growth via digital marketing and a lot more. Let's now see the Simplotel story.
– 60% of the customers worldwide book travel online. So the demand is out there, the customers have moved online, but hotels need a way to harvest the demand that's out there. We started this company to see if we can help hotels. You spend a lot of effort building a hotel. Imagine if you had a piece of land, you build a hotel, you pay the housekeeping bills, etc. and the customers have moved online. How do you harvest that demand? So that's what we do for a living. We help hotels drive more direct bookings through their websites. We've ended up with customers, about 2,000 hotels across 21 countries. And these 21 countries just came to us. We didn't even go out there. Right? So we do believe that we have a huge potential to not just continue our leadership in India, but also grow in some of the more developed markets like North America.
When we were shifting from US to India, it was a big step for our kids and for me. But I think we were super excited about the new opportunity also. 20 years of a marriage, हमेशा तरुण को था एक बार ही try करते हैं, let's go back to India. मतलब फिर regret क्यों करना है, एक बार ही try करते हैं, we have all the freedom to come back.
Dad's a very busy man, he has a whole business to take care of. But he's always had time to spend with me and my brother. मैं और अभिनव, like, he can always spend time with us, हमेशा, like, कभी भी हम लोग जाएंगे, he'll be like, oh, let's do something fun. Like, no matter how busy he is, वो हमारे साथ he spends time.
Tarun, welcome to Startup Champions 2.0.
Thank you, Paritosh.
So the first question that I have for you is, how does your technology fundamentally work for all the hotels that you serve?
It's actually quite simple, Paritosh. When you look at hotels today, consumers have all moved online. Right. I don't remember the last time any one of us called up a travel agent or a hotel to make a booking. Sure. We're all online on our mobile phones making a booking.
Sure.
But websites today still are an unsolved problem. They take a lot of time to load. They don't work well on mobile where the customers all are. They don't personalize.
Sure.
So, you know, I visit a hotel chain's website and I wait and I've showed interest in Agra, but I don't make a booking. Next time I come, I have to start my journey all over again.
Sure.
So it's the basics. So, you know, this is one of our customer websites. You'll notice that it loads extremely fast. Everything out there it's tracking everything that the user is doing. Based on what it knows about you, it starts personalizing it. When you click on the book now, it just takes you to the booking engine, which also loads really fast. It shows you the prices up front. Just the basics of e-commerce that the large guys do is now available to any individual hotel.
Fantastic. So whether the hotel is small or large, it doesn't really matter.
Absolutely.
Great. How did you find this fundamental problem?
So I've been very impressed by Shopify, right?
Sure.
And when I used to work at Amazon, there was this web store by Amazon product.
Uh-huh.
So I saw e-commerce sort of do this where, you know, today if you were selling shirts or belts, you could come online very easily using Shopify or Build a Bazaar or one of these platforms.
Sure.
But I felt like, you know, hotels also are transacting online, and the website is not just a brand, it's actually a storefront. It has to drive transactions and room nights for you.
Sure.
But the kind of technology that hotels had just was nowhere compared to what the big guys had, right? I mean, the load times today are slow. You know, YouTube today will load a video very fast on your phone, even on slow connections. But hotels have these great videos that they want to show their customers, but they just don't load.
And these videos are the ones which are actually attracting the customer.
Absolutely. See, jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai ultimately, right? And you know, in merchandising, if you can have a nice video, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000,000. And if you just get it, you know, your sales sort of increase right there.
Absolutely. So my next question to you is, look, let's not talk numbers. Let's come to the point, right? So your technology and all of what you fundamentally built, the entire infrastructure for your customers, what sort of advantages in numbers does it actually drive for your customers?
So, see, it's not magic in that sense, right? I mean, the hotel also has to align to drive bookings.
I appreciate that.
But the hotels that align to drive bookings can see as much as 10x growth from their baseline numbers. So we've seen Literally, hotels who used to do 1% of the total occupancy through the website now do almost 9, 10, sometimes even 15% of the total occupancy through the website.
Phenomenal.
Which is a phenomenal number for them. It becomes a boardroom level conversation for these hotels.
I'm sure it does, right? So what's your business model? How do you make money?
So it's very simple. We charge a small subscription fee,
Okay.
like any SaaS company,
Sure.
and we take a small cut of the transactions that the hotel gets through their website.
And this subscription fee is a one-time fee, or is it a monthly fee? How
It's
does
a
it work?
monthly recurring fee.
Interesting.
So see, essentially a website goes old the day it's built.
Sure.
And Google comes up with new things that you want the website to be compliant. Your website tomorrow has to load faster than it loads today.
Interesting.
And it's not one of those things that you build once and forget, right?
Sure.
If you're really serious about driving demand through your website is not to be treated like a brochure.
Absolutely.
And so what we do is we give you a platform which is as similar as a Facebook, where you can talk about whatever is going on in your hotel right now.
Very interesting.
And get your customers hooked and get them to book.
Very interesting. Let's talk about funding now. So how did you fundamentally fund this business on day one? And have you actually raised any external funding now?
Yes, so day one was bootstrapping.
Sure.
So savings, put aside some savings to say,
Sure.
believed in this idea. In fact, before I built the product, I actually started selling it.
Intelligent.
And until I signed up 20 paying customers, I actually got checks
Okay.
from these
Okay.
customers. And then we started building the solution.
Got it.
So by the end of first year, we had about 25, 30 paying customers. And we had those checks, but we had no technology.
Sure.
At one point, we raised a round of funding from Make My Trip.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. And since when has this company been in existence?
2014 is when we started.
Fantastic. So it's a fair distance that you've covered in
Correct.
so many years. Millions of Indians are watching you right now. A lot of them who want to be entrepreneurs like you, successful, idea generating, and a lot more. What's your message to all of them?
I think the hardest person to deal with in this entrepreneurship journey is yourself. So do it for the right reasons.
Okay.
It seems more glamorous than it is.
Sure.
In reality, it's a lot of wounds and
Sure.
scars.
Sure.
If you open the shirt, you'll see a lot of scars and wounds back there. But it's also a lot rewarding and a lot fulfilling. Like the kind of learnings you get out of this, I don't think a corporate job would ever get me that.
Fantastic. So on that note, the top two lessons of this session are, number one, there is massive scope for growth in digitizing the hotel, travel and transport industry. And number two, solve one small problem at a time and keep your customers engaged. You will build an extremely valuable and successful company. It's time for a very, very short break. Don't go anywhere. On the other side, you will meet the next startup champion. Their sensors are used for self-driving technology. They can make traffic smarter and a lot more. I will see you on the other side. Welcome back to Startup Champions 2.0. Are you tired of the daily traffic condition in your city too? Look, I am tired of it too. Imagine if traffic conditions could be improved with automatic real-time intelligent traffic monitoring systems. In a few years, we will have self-driving cars, trucks and airplanes too. Who knows? Self-driving concept needs radars and sensors. Our startup champion is creating this technology right here in India. Now imagine drones. Drones that autopilot and navigate themselves. Remember the incredible drone show at Rashtrapati Bhavan? How was that possible? The magic is created by lightweight radars and sensors. The problems and the solutions can go on and on and on, but the real action happens only on Startup Champions 2.0 show. Let's now see this radiant story.
Radiant Semiconductors is involved in the design and manufacturing for software services for 4D imaging radar products. We design in-house the entire portfolio for 4D imaging radar semiconductors, which are used in automotive, higher levels of autonomy, and the associated software and systems, which also go on applications like intelligent traffic management solution deployed on roads, which saves the lives of many people, helps to decongest the traffic situation on the Indian roads, much relevant problem in today's context. Radiant has been at the forefront of innovation. So far we have filed more than 15 US patents, and out of which 10 are granted as well. The team comes with a heavy background of having worked in technologies like RF and wireless, and having backgrounds and patents in multiple of these technologies.
And we felt that there was a need for a high resolution, low cost, high performance radar. So that is when we thought, okay, we can go in and use all our previous expertise and build something really, world class. Adding more value to the customers, right? By, giving more features and the customer may want to know whether the violated vehicle, right? Is it a two-wheeler or is it a four-wheeler? So a lot of new features added. So we mostly, really, ahead of the market, right? We are very early in introducing new features.
Rakesh, welcome to Startup Champions 2.0.
Thank you very much.
My first question to you is, look, what exactly is this box-looking product that we have? What exactly are the applications does it have? Just show it to all of our viewers and tell us more about it. Go ahead.
Definitely, I'll explain about this product. So this is a product we have developed at Radiant Semiconductor. The chip which is gone inside this product is also designed at our company. It's fabricated and characterized and put into this product. And the whole unit basically designed at Radiant, including the hardware, PCBs and all the connectors. So the application of this radar is basically for traffic monitoring system, and this will be actually mounted on the road to basically monitor the vehicular speed and also basically trigger the camera to recognize the number plate and send it to the traffic
now I get it. So whenever I get a traffic challan, you are the person to catch. No, joke
That's
apart.
the sensor.
I think you've built a brilliant technology. My second question to you is, how did you fund it on day one? Because of course creating hardware is not easy, at least especially right now in India. So what was the source of funds on day one, and have you ever raised any external funding till date?
Yes, so we started in 2016 as a bootstrapped company and so basically self-funded. And we got the first funding in 2018, and that's when we started the scaling. And we have actually filed 15 patents, and out of that 9 patents are granted. This is filed in India as well as the US Patent Office.
Congratulations to you, that's phenomenal. And all of these patents are product level, or are they process level? What are the patents
So
about?
that includes the whole product, all the different segments, including the chip design, which is ASIC transceiver, design to the product, to the system and the algorithm and the software.
So probably the day, maybe a decade from now, when there are actually self-driving cars here in India, your technology will be in use.
That's definitely, that's the
Fantastic,
dream.
great. So what's your business model? How do you guys make money?
So we have started working with the system integrators and the OEMs across the country, as well as we are also approaching outside India. And those are the system integrator. They, along with the camera, they integrate our radar, and that gets installed in the most of the traffic and the smart cities, and we get the revenue from that.
And the revenue fundamentally comes only every month, or how do you charge your customers?
So it's a product per product basis, and we also do a licensing of the software. That's not in the. We have the automotive radar also, and there we also license our software.
I also do understand that you have industrial scale radars and sensors as well. You do a lot of applications there. So what? Just tell us more about that.
So there is a wide variety of application, and there are like many to list, but I'll just cover some of them. So as I mentioned, there is an automotive segment where the radar gets installed in the car for autonomous driving system, and also, as I explained, this is the traffic radar. We also have application in the docking system and the precision parking. Let's say aircraft, when it goes away from the runway, then it needs to be parked at a precise location. That's where radar helps. Even in the seaports, where a lot of movement of the container boxes, etc. there. So there also it is very precise requirement is there to place the object at certain place. So there also it useful. As along with that, we also have consumer market where let's say in a smartwatch, where radar can recognize the gestures, and you can, instead of large screen need, you just need the gesture to control the smartwatch. As well as in the television, you can navigate through the television menu through the gestures.
A lot of people actually say that technology will displace a lot of jobs. So you actually spoke about this one use case of aeroplanes being docked by technology. Does this actually take away humans completely?
No, that let the human free to do other useful jobs. It's not like people have many other things to do rather than getting tied up with the monotonous work.
Sure. So my last question to you is, look, millions of Indians are watching you right now. They want to be successful entrepreneurs like you. What's your message to all of them?
So basically my message to all the future entrepreneurs is you need to basically work in the field where you love the work. Correct?
Sure.
That's why, because you will face a lot of challenges and you need to go through that. And if you're loving the work, you will continue doing it. Another, always set the bar high, and that when this barrier is set high, once you cross it with your innovation, with your idea, then it's become challenging for any other competitor to cross that, and you will be far ahead of any of the competitors.
Fantastic. On that note, the top 2 lessons of this session are: number 1, India can lead in the future tech space with investments in semiconductors and smart chips. And number 2, if you cannot start up, build your career in electronics, hardware or software. This is the future. The future happened 1 second back. You can either be part of it or be left out. Choose your side. It's now time for a very short break. Up next will be questions from our audience and step number 13 of how to start a startup. I will see you on the other side. Welcome back to Startup Champions 2.0. It's time for the audience questions. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Our audience actually asked some very, very tough questions. Trust me, right? Previous Startup Champions have had it very tough. Let's see if you are able to face these questions today. So the first question, Tarun, comes for you. Please come on screen and ask your question.
I'm Himanshu from Delhi, and my question is for Simplotel. I want to know that in such a tough market with lots of OTAs and other direct travel technology players, what is your USP to get ahead of the competition?
I think the advantage is very simple. We do a few things really, really well, better than anybody else. And it's the focus and a single laser point focus on just driving more direct bookings for hotels. So we believe in doing a few things really, really well. Our technology is an inch deep and a mile, inch wide but a mile deep. And we do it better than anybody else possibly can.
Fantastic.
Worldwide.
And of course, worldwide.
Yes, absolutely. We have customers now in 21 countries.
Wow.
And they use Simplotel to grow their direct business. The solution works everywhere.
This is incredible. And when you say that your one single focus KPI is to grow number of bookings for the hotels, so technology, of course, is one aspect of it. Is there anything else? What else do you do to drive those bookings? How do you tell your customers to create the right content? What all do you do? Just open up more the entire bag of riches.
So there are it's actually quite simple, right? To get bookings through any website, first you need more people to come to the website. Secondly, you need good content and pictures over there. Third, the pricing needs to be right.
Do you actually tell your hotels what kind of pictures, what kind of content?
Yes, we can guide them on that. We actually can write the content for them as well.
Wow.
So this was a very interesting learning. When I started Simplotel, I thought we'd be a pure tech company and we will not write content.
Sure.
The first 3 customers that we signed up, we realized that we will have to get into the content business as well. So we actually write the content for the hotels. We rely on them to give us the shoots, the videos, but the textual content we write for them, it is SEO optimized. So traffic will typically jump.
Sure.
Engagement jumps because the pictures are nice, the site loads faster, etc.
Sure.
To drive more bookings, the piece that we're dependent on the hotels is to put the right prices and offers on the website. If they do that, the rest is taken care of.
Interesting. And then fundamentally your technology kicks in and then it drives everything else for the customers.
Absolutely.
And the technology, of course, that you built, look, your customers ultimately are the hotels. But what is also most important is the end customer experience, right?
Correct.
That they're sort of getting. How do you ensure that you are actually building UX and UI, which is exactly valuable for the end consumer? Do you do consumer research? How do you land onto the right thing? Because there are larger players in your domain, right? How do you compete with them?
So it's actually not as hard. I mean, these techniques are very well known. You do A/B testing, so you figure out, what things work for consumers. The other thing is, the simple things matter. There are a few things of a website that you shouldn't just make more complicated. The book now buttons, the booking flow.
Sure.
Some of these things should be brain dead, simple, boring. And the videos and the content can be interesting. So if you look at the website, the goal is to drive engagement there. If you look at the goal of the booking engine, it's to get the people out of there.
Right.
When is the last time you went to a store and you enjoyed waiting in the checkout aisle?
Never.
So booking engine is like that. The goal is to get you out of there as quickly as you possibly can.
Interesting.
And if you get these basics right, the rest happens.
And via your technology, the payments and everything else is sorted for the hotel.
Absolutely. Everything we take care of.
Phenomenal. Great. So great answer to your question. Let's now jump on to our second question. Please come on screen and ask your question.
My name is Raju Chaudhary. I live in Delhi, India. So I have a question for the stadium teams. Can your technology be used to predict traffic and reduce accident and save lives?
The radar is fundamentally doing that, and it's growing at a much faster rate. Right now, our estimate is that it's going to cross 10 billion market share in the coming time. And how does it work? Basically, I already explained in the when the automobile, when it is used in the car, so it's going to prevent. There are a lot of millions of accidents happening because of the human errors. So once we put this radar, it's going to take over the controls, and it can do emergency braking also.
So you're saying that the car is moving at a certain pace. If it is going to crash, literally,
yes,
the car will put auto brakes.
Correct. It knows that it's unavoidable. Correct. If it is letting it go at further closer distance, then accident is bound to happen. So it's going to apply the emergency brake in that case.
And have you done any of these experiments at an experimental level with any of your radars or sensors?
So our company is mainly focused on this 4D imaging radar. This is like a sensor. So this has to be integrated into the system by the car manufacturer or the OEMs for that car.
Interesting.
And similarly on the traffic where this is monitoring is done, correct? So there also it's like act like a deterrent. People are going to drive safely. They are going to drive in a much like within the speed limit. So that also is going to avoid the accidents. And also it's going to streamline the traffic by monitoring the queue length. Let's say on the traffic junction, it's going to monitor the queue length, how much traffic density is there, what is the vehicle counts. So based on that, the municipal corporation or the traffic police can basically automate the traffic lights to smoothen the traffic flow.
Great, best of luck to you on that. Learning leads to earning. You all know this. Let's now continue our journey of learning with step number 13 of how to start a startup. Confirm validation with AARRRC. No, I'm not teaching you A to Z. I'm saying AARRRC. It is a metric system for your business. Acquisition stands for the first A. This means to measure how many number of new customers you acquire every day, every week, month, a quarter, or in an year. How many customers are activated? So the second A stands for activation, or how soon are they activated in your business. The R stands for retention. How many customers are retained? The next R stands for referral. How many customers actually refer new customers to you? The next is revenue. Measure your revenue growth every month. And the C stands for churn. How many customers are leaving you, and how soon do you get them back into the system? If you understand this entire AARRRC metric, you will actually be able to ensure that your business runs with the right numbers, in the right way, in the right manner. Tell me something, how do you champions today measure the growth in your business? Do you use any of these metrics?
You hit the nail on the head, right? I mean, I like to talk to my team in terms of a snowball, right? So if you look at, I don't know if you've ever created a snowball, but what you do is you take a little bit of snow.
Sure.
And you start rolling it.
Right.
And gradually more snow sticks to it.
Sure.
And as long as the snow is not melting fast enough, the snowball becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
It does.
So we're running a SaaS business, which is software as a service, where we closely monitor the monthly recurring revenue, the annual recurring revenue, and it's the diameter of the snowball. And you just keep rolling it, and you make sure that the snow that is sticking to it is not melting. So all the metrics that you mentioned, cost of acquisition, our retention rate, our referral rate, we have a good handle on all of these, and we measure them very closely.
Fantastic. What about you?
Yes, definitely. Whatever you explained, that fits right into for the business. So what we have done, like we have grown rapidly during this, even during the COVID time.
Sure.
Our team is now 50 plus, and it's a very talented team, and we are quite proud of that,
sure.
because company is built by the people. Correct?
Of course.
So this sensor which is being made in India, and there were system integrators, and initially they were like importing from outside. So now with a strong team and the strong support, we are able to reach all the customers and able to convince them.
And of course, all of your customers, and all the growth in the company would be measured around any of these metrics, really.
Correct.
Fantastic, great. On that note, what did you learn from today's episode? Share your feedback with us, make your videos and post them with #StartupChampions2. In the next episode, you will meet startup champions from the health and wellness industry. Thank you for watching this episode of Startup Champions 2.0. Jai Hind.
Ayurvedic doctor, the Vaidya, will feel the pulse on the wrist using 3 fingertips for Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So we have mimicked that methodology using 3 pressure sensors. So these are our digital fingertips.
Once somebody starts consuming the products that you are recommending them, What changes for them?
What we do is we take care of the end-to-end solution. So we ship the kit to the customer's house. Once the sample is collected, we get it shipped back to our lab.
Wow.
And then we do all the processing of it.
Since we were doing a lot of gut microbiome tests, we had a lot of Indian data, and then we figured out that there are a lot of probiotics that are missing in the Indian gut. So we thought, why don't we make a product for Indians, for their gut?